Can we have the thing on the thing? Thanks. So I decided to be a female character today. We were going to show you zombies, but in the media room an hour before the presentation yesterday, I ripped out all the server-side stuff. So that, and because the zombies are designed now to run on server, so I had to try and undo about 4 weeks of work. So it didn't quite work before, but so I'm in a different area. What I thought I'd do is, so this is our female character, just to show that the female characters are the same as the male characters, except at the moment they have blue underwear. So, oh man, I just started the panel by undressing the female character.
You can only go back to
yeah, I'm just gonna, everybody pretend like that didn't happen. So let's make her drink some water. Oh yeah, so we're putting a lot of, did I show that yesterday? Yeah, I did, okay. So we're putting a lot of animations in. I'll see if I can find a can of beans. This is the same thing I did. I'll check that out, a floating ring. Let's explain that one way. Magic. Where are we, can of beans? I think I showed that yesterday as well. So we got morphine making a return on that kind of stuff. So I talked to a couple of the streamers and the guy who nicely posted on Reddit. So thought maybe before we got into a bit of Q&A, we could do a bit of a travel around tunings. So with Dean and Matt. We can look at some of the new areas. If I can enable X. Oh look, there's a little ambient animal there, a little rabbit or something. So Cherno here, we've got these new areas. I'll just zoom in there so that everyone on Reddit can dissect where we are and tell me how little work we've done. So this is Chernerus, and this is the new areas. I've set the view distance reasonably low for this. So you're not getting quite what is that keen on. There we go. So this is some of the new areas that we're working on. These buildings aren't enterable yet, but that's our current #1 priority other than for art, other than AI pathing. So you can see at the moment there's only the few buildings, a few rooms that are enterable. But the idea is that we're actually going to gut this building completely, have like broken windows, and have it more like it's been completely abandoned. So I think this is really going to be a very dangerous area to come, but potentially quite productive because you'll need to actually search through all the buildings and look for stuff. So there's that area. Where else do you reckon we go on our...
There's also the swamps to the southeast.
The swamps. We showed these in the dev blog, if I can find where they are.
Yeah,
have we got the thing in, you know, the big thing?
The thing.
Yeah, we got that in? Yes. So a lot of work's been done on the coastline to try and
make it more plausible.
Yeah, make it more plausible, put a lot more areas in there for people to actually travel around and do stuff. Actually one thing I can talk about, one thing our sound designers have been working on is an ambient sound map that goes down to sort of metre by metre squares, so that we can have a much more enriched and sort of dynamic ambient sounds. So that, yeah, it can be actually edited on a metre by metre basis. So at the moment it's sort of, I think it was what, 100 kilometre squares the ambient sounds can be set. Yeah, so where else? Anyone want to call out any areas they want to come and have a look at? Well, it's quite good.
Is Utes in?
What was that?
Is Utes in?
Utes, okay. We haven't done much with Utes, and actually we're still debating whether we include it. We actually want to do a new island that has, we may as well say it. I think I said it yesterday, a prison on it. So we're sort of debating whether we want to keep this. Oh yeah, I mean it's there. So I'll zoom back over to the coast here. And that's it there. I should change the view distance. Probably not 10,000. Let's go. Oh, that's object view distance. Oh, please. Your call is important to us. Your panel is important. Go with 6,000. So our view distance in that is actually set server side now. So it's quite cool having, you know, fiddling around. Whoops, I exited the camera. Let's go back. Yeah. It's quite cool being able to fiddle with a lot of the settings. So the server owners are going to be able to, you know, change the view distance and stuff like that, depending on the you know, settings of their server and stuff like that. Personally, I like to have the view distance down and the object view distance up, so that way you kind of see the objects fade into the haze.
Is he northeast airfield?
So again, northeast airfield. I think there's some stuff here. Oh, there's the north. There is. I was in the army. There's a New Zealand army. You don't really need to know your east from west. Yeah, so Senchi, our cool little Russian environment designer, he's been doing a lot of work, and he's really good at doing these little bases and stuff. I don't think I've showed this base yet. So he's putting a lot of work. We don't have the loot all spawning and this stuff yet, but all this stuff has the potential to spawn loot. So there'll be a lot more Death, Murner, and general shenanigans at this. Northeast here. Whether we've done anything up here. So one thing that I really like is the changes with the simul weather. Unfortunately, I've got it as a nice day. A nice day now, but the simul weather we think has made a really big difference to how the sky looks. Unfortunately, I don't have Armor 2 installed here at the moment, so I can't show a comparison of that. Yeah. But I'm really tempted to knock into a Q&A because we're kind of here. We'll keep this open so we can, if we need to show something that people have questions, we can show that. So I don't know whether, yeah, we've got anyone ready for questions.